Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're taking that technique that I shared with you yesterday and we're going to turn it into a layout. And I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I've seen Tisa and I think Gina use this, and so now we're going to play with it ourselves. So the first thing I did is I grabbed some alcohol inks, and I want to create up at the top something that's going to go with the kind of sky that's behind my best friend and her grandson. I've already cut a piece of just marshmallow white paper, and we're going to use this gesso. This is from Stamperia. And we're just going to spread it all along the entire sheet. Now, the color may not go all over this whole thing, but I just want to have as much of it covered as possible. So that way, no matter where it goes, it won't seep automatically right into the paper. It's going to create a barrier between the paper and the alcohol ink. So I'm just using my spatula to kind of spread it on. It's very much like putting icing on a cake in a way. And then I just kind of hold it up, or I'll tilt it so I can see the areas where I may need to put more gesso down just to make sure it's fully covered. Okay, so we're just finishing up putting the kind of the final touches, and I just want to make sure it's as smooth as possible, no bumpity bumps. And like I said, that I got all the areas. And then we're going to set this off to the side and we'll clean up our area. So with gesso, especially on your tools and stuff, you just want to clean it off as soon as possible. You don't want it to harden on there, because it'll make it just that much harder to get it off. Okay. So just go ahead. We're going to close it up, and then we're going to put this to the side, and we're going to clean up our glass mat here. And I'm going to spray some of my stamp cleaner, and then I'm also going to grab some cleaner that I just keep in my room. Both helped. It pulled everything up super quick. It was so easy. And I'm just using paper towels. And those same paper towels I'm going to wipe off my spatula here. And then we'll toss it out. I have a trash can that's kind of next to me, so I'm just going to toss the paper towels right in there, and then put our spatula away to the side. Okay. So now I am going to grab the paper back over. It hasn't completely dried, but I am going to grab my heat tool just to kind of heat the to dry the gesso, so that way we can get to our next part of the project sooner. Okay. So now we've heated everything from behind. So it's not warping, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the inked background before attaching everything and starting to put, it together. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the oranges first. I have a regular ink and I have a pearl ink. Okay. So we're going to be doing that for the orange and the red. And then I have a mixative, which is gold, and a regular ink that's brown. So right now I'm just putting a few drops, and I'm just going to start using the air tool that I also got from Ranger. And if you find that your inks aren't moving exactly the way that you want to, that's why you have the blending solution, because that will help move it around and give you the time to be able to use the air to really get that moving. Okay. Don't be afraid to use it. If you've already put down color, you can put solution down on top of the color, and it'll create motion in the ink again. Okay, so just because it looks like it may have dried, that blending solution will kind of reactivate. So now we're going to shake up the red. I want to say one is cranberry and the other one is deception. That's the pearl. And then I had some stray like particles from when I opened up this red, the cranberry, and I was using the brush to kind of swipe it away. Now remember, in the photo, the yellows and oranges were kind of in the background in the sky, and then there were like red roses. So that's why I chose the orangey colors plus the reds. And what's interesting with the reds, the cranberry and even the deception, it's red, but it's not like super red, because as they spread out, it almost turns to like a pinky color, which is interesting. But that's one of the fun parts of playing with tools like this, the alcohol inks, because it really gives you time to play and move things around. All right. So now I'm just going to start adding some of the brown. And the brown I want it to have along the main line on the bottom edge. So we have some here in the middle, and then I'm putting some right here on the end, and we're going to connect those two in the middle with the brown going over top of some of that pink area. And periodically, not right now, but I do bring over the photo just to kind of see how everything is moving. If I have an area where I think I'm going to wind up putting my photo. And then, oh, I forgot. We're going to do a little bit more of the orange. And then we're also going to do the mixative. We can't forget that we also have some of the gold still left. Okay. So now I'm going to shake it up real quick. And what we're doing whenever we're shaking those is trying to get the pigment that's on the bottom to get moving. Okay, so that way it's fully mixed. And in some places, I'll put some of the blending solution down and then add the gold. And if I really want a true concentration of the gold, then I just put it straight to the paper. Without it. I like using the gold because it just adds another layer of color plus shine. It's really like, it's one of my favorite things to add, especially when using the alcohol ink. So I love having the mixatives that I can put in. So there I am holding up the photo, and I like how everything is starting to turn out. So right here, there was a little spot. I just wanted to put a little bit of the blending solution to kind of just spread it around and give it its final, like, okay, yes, I like this. Okay, so I'm just adding a few more areas with the red. And like I said, once you get it to where you like it, you can go ahead and stop. And then, continue on with the rest of the project. For me, there was just a few places I just wanted a little bit more of the red to pop. So that's why we're putting that down. I had added more of the orange. So the ratio red to orange it just wasn't hitting the way I wanted it to. And then again, add a little bit more of the orange. And I think that's it. Because when you spread it with the air, sometimes it thins out and then it's not as dark in color. Now, finishing this up, I've realized I did not record putting this whole thing together. So here is the final project that I created. I am so sorry that you guys are just seeing it in photos and that I forgot to unpause when I was putting this all together. But I hope you enjoyed creating the background, using the alcohol inks, and then seeing it in a final project all put together. It looks like a beautiful sunset behind the photo and the elements from the Arden collection. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you with our next video.